What's up, everyone? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Komaris, and as you can see by the title, for today's video I'm going to be yapping about my experience at Doechii's Live from the Swamp tour concert. I attended the concert in Houston, Texas because I'm more comfortable, with flying there. I just started like solo traveling and everything, and I understand the hobby airport a lot more, but I said to myself that this would be my last time going to Houston for a concert and trying out like traveling into other states. But anywho, I really wanted to see her in Tampa, her hometown, but when I bought tickets, I did not see a date for Tampa. That wasn't released until like, I would say like a few weeks after, or maybe a month after. But I have this thing where I would really like to see all my favorite artists in their hometowns, because I just feel like every artist should give their hometown like the best show. But yeah, so I want to start off with how I discovered Doechii. I discovered her via YouTube before I even knew that she did music. Like, I was very much obsessed with the videos talking about like how to move out at 18, how to build credit, and how to get an LLC and stuff like that. And Doechii was doing that. Like, she had viral videos talking about like how to get an LLC and how to move out at the age of 18. And I was there very much tapped in. And I even remember her living in, I think, Airbnbs or something like that. And I remember when she trademarked her own name, her stage name, Doechii. But yeah, so yeah, I attended the Houston show, and it was actually on Halloween night, at 713 Music Hall. And I had high expectations for this show because Doechii is a very theatrical and animated person. So I was expecting a lot more from her at this show because it is Halloween. Um and the show didn't really like change as much. I wasn't really like expecting her to like do any changes to fit Halloween. But she did come introduce herself with an alphabet hat later in the show for Halloween, and she gave us a speech about like how she's always on tour during Halloween. So like she never really gets a chance to do any photo shoots or just like celebrate Halloween, or just do like any Halloween festivities. And that's something that I also talked about. I remember one year she did Pamela Anderson, but I wanted to see her to like do more dramatic things, because I know like with the money she's getting now, like she's gonna be more extra with Halloween and stuff like that. So maybe her goal like within the next year or years is to actually like do the celebrity Halloween thing that most celebrities do. But this year there really wasn't many celebrities that did the Halloween thing. I don't even think I saw new costumes from Sierra, and she goes in for Halloween. But also a lot of people came to the shows in costume. That's one of the first things I recognized in line. But a lot of costumes got recognized, and I'll talk about that more later into the video. So yeah, I bought my tickets. I also didn't talk about this, but I bought my tickets while at work. Like, I was literally on my shift working. Definitely shouldn't have been on my phone, but them tickets dropped, and I was in that waiting line, and I got me a VIP ticket because I was like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, because after this I know Doechii is going to be a very, very big artist. Well, she's already a big artist, but she's at this point in her career where her label and agencies are testing out the waters with her still. So like, this is probably going to be her last like theater, small venue, basically. This is going to be her last time doing shows in small venues. And now it's probably going to be more in arenas, and then later on to that, stadiums and stuff like that. So yeah, I had to invest now, and I wanted to be very, very close to her. Because ain't no telling how much the tickets gonna be for the world tour that's coming when she dropped this album. So I wanted to grace eyes upon her closely right now. So I came to the show extremely hungry, and because I didn't really get a chance to eat anything outside of breakfast. I don't know what it was, but I just was procrastinating on leaving the room to go do anything. Like, I was just in there the whole time, just getting myself ready. While waiting in line, I just kept saying to myself that I am gonna pass out mid-show. Like, I just felt so shaky, um, and I've never felt like that before. And I don't know why I only ate breakfast, and then I had turkey bacon. It was so disgusting. All I ate was the complimentary breakfast that my hotel had. I was so... Then they made me throw away my Skittles when I went through the check-in. Luckily, they did have concessions when we walked inside of the venue. So after I got extra merch and all of that, I definitely went and got me a chicken sandwich, which was probably like $12, and a pack of Skittles, making it like 16, 18, something like that. Very overpriced, but I needed to eat something. And soon as I walked, I was trying to speed talk through the interaction with buying it while still being respectful and, you know, having some, you know, just being kind. But it's like she didn't understand, like, hey, they letting these people in, and I don't want to lose my spot. So come on, I'm already gonna be standing all night. I don't want to be standing in a position that I don't like. But I ended up still getting a very close spot. It was like second row, kind of like just one person away from the barricade. But I really wanted to be on the barricade and more in the center, because every concert I've been to, it has been like I'm either to the right of the artist or the left of the artist, and it's never like center stage. There's perks that comes with that, but it's also a lot of cons that comes with that too. But all in all, I really think I still got a good spot for me to have that situation. So the theme of the concert was student of the game. So again, I wore this polo shirt by Lacoste. While thinking of like outfits that I can do like on a budget, this shirt was the only thing that I bought. This is what I'll be wearing to Doechii's concert. I was already like drafting like ideas of like what I could wear, but I didn't want to go over the top. Well, kind of did. I wanted to do like a D squared or diesel type of moment, you know, like with fur, the gas station type of hats, trucker hats, just overall mechanic type of thing. The same thing that I really wanted to do for a Cowboy Carter tour. But instead, I just went simple, you know. It's getting, I don't know what the world is coming to, so I didn't want to splurge. So I just thought about like, what brand is Doechii? And I just thought about like Lacoste. I mean, literally has an alligator logo. And I went on Depop and searched up Lacoste, and I found this beautiful shirt with, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like textured, but the texture is in the shape of an alligator, and I found it really dope. I brought out the camo pants to go with it, because why not? I'm probably gonna end up wearing either these with it, or oh shit, I got them on, or these Reeboks with them. I think these be more fitting, because the thing is, you know, preppy and all of that, so maybe. And they're also a lot more comfortable than those. I brought like swamp and student together. And I also wore camouflage pants in iridescent green Reebok Allen Iverson and Sephora's. And I got a lot of compliments for my shoes. Just like coming into it, everybody was like, "I love your shoes. I love your shoes." And I was wondering, like, do they know what they are, or is it just the color? But even the set design played into the theme of the concert, the dress code and all of that. It was centered around being a student of the game. She had a boombox shaped set with a slide held up by amplifiers. Now the amplifiers are something that I didn't really notice, like seeing clips of the concert online, so that was really dope. And she also had desk on stage, with her personal desk being remote controlled, which was really, really cool. And it just made me think about, like, once she really like ups the budget with world tour and things like that, she's definitely gonna bring Beyonce level creativity to her shows, and I'm absolutely here for it. Because even with the visuals that she had displayed, um very cool. They were telling a story, pushing a story, and I wish I paid attention to them more and caught more clips of them. But it was like lessons of things that would be taught as a student of the game. And it ends with you being the final lesson. Now that you know the game, now that you know how the world works, now that you know how the game works, how the industry works, you need to understand how to use all that information, use it to your advantage. Keep in touch with who you are while in the midst of going for success. So the opener for this concert was Cal Banks, a fellow TDE signee, and he also opened his set with DJ Joaquin. I really need to find his Instagram, so if y'all have it, please let me know. Because he was a very cool DJ, and I love their relationship that they have. And I feel like having Cal Banks really show why it's important that your opener is an actual fan of you as well, because he made his set like revolving around Doechii while also still highlighting himself. Like, he didn't forget the fact that he's there for Doechii and to hype up the audience for Doechii. Like, he kept saying, like, y'all better get hyped. Like, y'all, she ain't coming out unless y'all lit.
Hey, I do Doechii run this motherfucker. My name is Cal Banks, man. I appreciate y'all. H-Time, make some motherfucking noise, man. Like I said, this is my motherfucking first tour ever. Y'all made this such an incredible experience. Please make some noise, man. We gonna party for my good sis. So if this is a motherfucking swamp tour, I need y'all to make some noise right the fuck now. If y'all ready for Doechii, make some noise right the fuck now. One more time. If you ready for Doechii, make some motherfucking noise. Thank y'all. We finna party in this bitch. Let's get it.
But the crowd was also lit for him too. Definitely performed some very great songs. I was feeling his performance too, and it made me just want to go like check out his music, because I don't believe that I have any of his songs really. But he did a really great job with that. Then after he finished his performance of his songs, him and DJ Joaquin played mixes just to, like, you know, keep the energy going and all of that until Doechii was finally ready to come out. And it really gave me like the rave club experience that I actually want to have one day.
Toma sequência de varas. Motherfucker, I'm ill. Toma sequência de varas. Vai pirar. Make some noise for Joaquin.
I do want to go to like a rave club, but like one with, you know, a lot of black people in there, not just white people. Boiler rooms are maybe like more of what I'm thinking instead of like a rave club, but I think it would be fun. But that definitely gave me the experience, especially like how everyone was dancing, arms was going up in the air, people was fist pumping and jumping and all of that. It was a very dope experience, and I was just sitting there in the blue and red lights, like just taking it all in. So now I'm gonna get into the set list, and I'm gonna be breaking it down like each song and the significance of them within the performance throughout this show. I'm gonna start out with the first song, Stankapool. Stankapool was the intro track of Alligator Bites Never Heal mixtape, and it was one of my favorites off the mixtape. She rode in like a superheroine on the remote control desk in a Madonna-inspired office siren ensemble. I think this show really wasn't about fashion. Like, people have such high expectations for artists when it comes to like what they're gonna wear, and I believe Renaissance World Tour is something that really played a factor in that, what an artist wears. But if your favorite artist is in these couture gowns and all of that, they ain't gonna have enough energy to, well, not even just energy, but the capacity to give you an energetic performance like you want to, because they're going to be concerned about like keeping that gown or ensemble intact. And that's what I loved about Doechii's look for this show. She came out with an office siren look, Madonna inspired. Looking at it, you would probably think he's maybe like Jean-Paul Gaultier or something like that, but it could just be something custom made, and it's not even anything like that. It's something affordable, but it still looks good, and it still gets the job done and plays into the theme of being a student of the game. But actually, she's the coach, the teacher, might I say, the professor. Even like she goes like down, she strips down into the layers of it as she goes out throughout her performance. Yeah, it worked. She did a lot of classic hip-hop interpolations throughout this performance, but the one she did for Stankapool was Elevators, Me and You by Outkast.
I swallow my pride before I choke on my greed. Show you my cards before I gamble my seed. Fuck are we talking about? What's the discussion? Share memes with the chairman over some English muffins. I'm just shooting the shit over some pretty production, and it's still not enough, but something needs more. Who's that creeping through my rear view? I'm not nervous, I'm just concerned for us. What if I die in Taurus? What if I die on purpose? What if it wasn't even worth it? What if I'm walking alone? What if I choke on a Slurpee? What if I make it big? What if my car exploded while I'm casually pumping the gas and smoking a cig? A loaded pile of shit, whole lot of pussy and a whole lot of dick. That's it.
Which is really dope. That she started out with like an Outkast interpolation, especially with it being the 25th anniversary of Stankonia on Halloween. So that was really dope, but also plays into the factor of her being from Florida, the South. And you know, like when Andre 3000 said at the Source Awards, the South got something to say, and Doechii clearly has something to say, and she's been saying it, and everybody's been hearing it, and now she has people tune in to a black woman from the South in hip-hop. And you know, like in the music industry, especially like in hip-hop, a lot of the successful women that have came up, not only have they been mixed race and multicultural, they've also been fair-skinned, and they've also been from the North. And just to have that again from the South, which I don't believe we've experienced this since like the 90s, 2000s maybe, of an artist, a female hip-hop artist coming from the South, being black and proud and alternative. We haven't had that. And throughout the performance of Stankapool, the light goes blue. It made me think of Beyonce talking about like blue lights in how it's not for black women, which is something that she probably has changed her mind about it. She didn't really have any ill intent saying it. I've already talked about this before, but I just couldn't get that off my mind, like just looking at her, and also how they had her sitting in blue lights and stuff like that until she came out. It just made me think of that. Second song she performed was Bullfrog.
All y'all frog ass hoes should hop on mine.
Hearing this song live really gives off the vibe of try me. Like, you want to do something, let's fight, let's do it. Or like something you play just like pulling up to a fight. I said that even like with my first listen of the project. This song was interpolated with Cream by Wu-Tang. I believe that the Wu-Tang's interpolation was inspired by her line when she was like, after the woo-woo, we get to boosting.
We get to moving, my little yeah. After the woo-woo, we get to boosting. Put the nigga on the block and bring me back my loose chain.
And also, The World Is Yours by Nas.
What the fuck is good? The world is yours.
3, we have Boiled Peanuts.
Why can't all these label niggas just let me be, let me breathe? Niggas want me all right, P. I've been resting with my peace, and that's the I want me. I'm a dying sunflower, leaving a trail of seeds in the 813. Houston screams!
And this is the song where she uses to introduce DJ Miss Milan.
Make some noise for the incredible DJ Miss Milan, darling. Hands up, down.
But just the whole overall theme of the song and her titling it Boiled Peanuts, I was amazed at how many people actually didn't really like know what boiled peanuts were. Like, that's all I ate growing up. And even in college, like, I would eat boiled peanuts almost every day with the icy. But in Florida, I know that's really their thing, but boiled peanuts are a southern delicacy, especially the Cajun ones. Song 4, we have Nissan Altima.
Way too long, I'm a black bitch, purple cunt, sack chicks, smoke blunt, all these get smoked. I'm a real fly bitch, you ain't coach hoe.
At first, I didn't believe that we got the desk pose because of where I was standing for the show. Like, I couldn't really see her when she got on top of the boombox. So whenever she got up there, I couldn't really see her unless she came to the edge. But I recently saw like someone else's post, and they showed her doing the contorting pose inspired by Grace Jones, where she has her leg behind her head and the mic in her other hand. Very cool that she can do that also, like with so much like breath control. That's very impressive. But I really wish I would have gotten that on my own camera. I also really wasn't paying much attention to the monitors because I was just trying to look at her like with my own eyes, with my camera, just making sure, looking down, making sure that it had her in frame. Yeah, like I said again, her breath control is absolutely impressive. The fact that she can do all that contorting and moving and jumping, and it doesn't even seem like it's altering her breathing, is so dope. Like, it makes you be like, is she lip syncing or what? But she's definitely not lip syncing. That mic is on. For this song, she interpolated Give Me My Gots by Shardasia and Pull Over by Trina.
Let's go now.
And also She's a Bitch by Missy Elliott.
Make some noise.
And I also find it dope that she had Missy Elliott at one of her shows. I believe it was the Atlanta show. And I don't think she even knew that she was there. Because DJ Miss Milan made a post and she was like, the Missy Elliott saw us? Like, I didn't know that. So it was really dope to like have Missy Elliott be there to see like her own inspiration performing on stage, also like including her song that she clearly had to approve for them to use. But I feel like that was confirmation of her and Missy potentially working together later on in life, or maybe the next project. Who knows? But whenever they work together, I'm here for it. 5, we have America Has a Problem freestyle.
Lost and found, these hoes been missing. DOE, you cannot define me like Beyonce. You cannot find me. I'm stepping in motherfucking booth and keep my shoes off. Like,
and this is one of my most anticipated songs to see her perform, because when I was there when this dropped. Now, when this song dropped, she dropped it on social media first, and then she dropped it on YouTube and SoundCloud after everybody was like, "Oh my God, I love this." But it was before, I believe, even Kendrick was announced. So like after Kendrick got announced as the official remix, everybody was like, Doechii should have been on there. Definitely should have had Doechii on there. But I believe Beyonce definitely saw that, and she was like, I gotta have her as an opener. So when she did the LA show, it was one LA show. I don't know if it was her birthday show or what, but it was like she had like 4 dates for the Renaissance World Tour, I believe, and she started having openers for the first time, and Doechii was an opener, and this was pre-Grammys, pre-anxiety, pre-alligator bites, never heard all of that. She had Beyonce's cosign before she even like started like blowing up like as the person that y'all may know her as now. But yeah, Breath Control is A1. She delivers a fast rapping verse like no other. 6, she performed Extra Large.
give me G, give me purr, give me meow, give me her, give me fun, give me rights, give me fight, give me nerd, give me climb, let me serve.
I don't really know much about this song, but it was cool, like, to see it live. She's really Beyonce stan. Like, she loves Beyonce because she included the End of Time stump at the beginning before like going into this song. I also really love how she transitioned into Booty Drop.
Can't keep up, what happened to them? We laughing them in. Hey!
For this song, I'm very much a Booty Drop stan. I feel like that's a song that gets erasure out of her discography, and it's definitely going to continue to be erased as she progresses. But it's a very dope, chill song. I don't understand why people be like they don't like it. But it's pretty much just an intermission song for her to change. And changing, all she did was take off the outer layer of her outfit. And DJ Miss Milan uses that as like a time to interact with the crowd, which she does a very great job with.
Okay, y'all. And you came here to have a good time. You make some motherfucking noise. I said I can make your booty, put my booty, booty, booty up.
But yeah, I was there when this song was teased at the BET Awards too. And I was very much waiting for her to drop it. And I love the music video to it too. It's very fun. It's recorded on a VHS camcorder. Yeah, it's just a chill, fun song. We also get a Vogue interlude before going into Alter Ego. This was one of the interludes that really like caught my eye, and it definitely made me be like, why aren't people posting more about her interludes? Like, they deserve more recognition. They're literally pushing the story of like, you know, being a student of the game, and you know, it was just really dope. And it was also voiced by Kevin J.C. Prodigy, the same person who voiced and chanted for Renaissance World Tour and the Cowboy Carter Tour. Yeah, the intro for Alter Ego was very captivating when she came in with the blue, purplish, violet, whatever you want to call it.
Houston, Texas, what's up?
She just really knows how to take a stage. The crowd interaction for this song was so amazing because everybody was just hopping, everybody was cheering, everybody was singing along. It was very dope. She even included the moment of her at the Met Gala demanding more umbrellas into the performance as a slight intermission.
Where the fuck is my umbrella?
Buy me an umbrella. Please, Doechii.
Give me another fucking umbrella right now.
Using my fucking body as a fucking umbrella, Doechii.
2 more fucking umbrellas. 2.
Ma'am, yes, fucking ma'am.
I believe this could have been like for a slight water break because I feel like she was also flexing on us too. Like, we didn't really see many of her water breaks, or she just didn't like really take that many. But before she even came out, like, they would have they set out towels on like 2 corners of the stage below, and one was near me, and I was like watching. I was like, when is she gonna take a break? When is she gonna come over here and take a break so that like we can get to see her like up close? But I was also hoping like she wouldn't, because that man had his hand all over her straw for the bottle of water that she had over there. But yeah, she didn't really come over there for no break, which was impressive. Our only break that I saw her like take was like when they also had the same on top of the boom box, and she took a break like it was literally near the end where she like went and got some water. But I still don't remember like seeing herself like dump herself off with any of the towels. So I feel like that was impressive. But I feel like when she would have moments where we couldn't like visibly see her, she was definitely getting her some water or something, or just, you know, getting herself together. Also, I feel like that little time was making me believe like JT was gonna come out, because it happened at Coachella, I believe, when she performed like with this same type of like set idea, but she didn't. But it would have been really dope if she had come out. That would have been my first time seeing JT live and in person too. So yeah, that would have been really dope. I actually love the idea of 2 Black Florida alternative women coming together and doing this song too. I talked about that. Well, I don't think I ever talked about that. But yeah, it's really dope to see that. She also has an interpolation on this song, which was Crystal Waters by Gypsy Woman. And with that, she even gives us a little voguing moment. I love to see her do more work in ballroom. I saw her chant with Precious once at one of the OTA balls, and it seems like now she knows more of the elements outside of just chanting. I feel like chanting came to her naturally. Like, if you listen to Crazy, and even just like her ad libs, like the dot dot that she be doing when she's rapping and on Crazy, you can tell that she always had like the ability to chant. Like, she literally has a voice for it. But yeah, she seems to know more elements now because she was it's not catwalking, duck walking, and she even went down for a dip. For song 9, she did Persuasive, interpolated with 360 by Charlie XCX. I definitely love the green light moment. This is kind of like a fun moment. Nothing too crazy really happened like during this, but definitely appreciated seeing Persuasive live. Yeah, one of her first hits too. I believe this is like her first like real radio hit before what it is. And she actually didn't perform, and I just realized she hates that song because of how they forced her to like constantly perform it. And I don't think she even really liked the song, like, period. But yeah, she performed Slide as the 10th song. This song is the most Florida song on Alligator Bites Never Healed. I also mentioned that in my breakdown as well. I can see and imagine like someone riding in one of those Speedster Spider type of cars, like with no roof. It's like a 2-seater. I can see somebody riding on one of those with the speed up version of this song down the interstate highway in Florida. She also interpolated Blow by Beyonce on this song.
Make some noise for Beyonce. Sing. Keep me moaning. Ooh.
As you can see, like, she's constantly nodding to Beyonce. She loves Beyonce. And I also kind of found like the performance of this song like shockingly wholesome. And I'm not sure like really what it is about it. I don't know if it was just watching her ride around on stage in the desk with the wind blowing on her. She's just really like taking the stage and all that. I don't know what it was, but I found it like really wholesome to like just see her having fun on the stage to this song. And finally, she performed a song that she couldn't have went without performing on this day, Halloween. She performed Spooky Coochie.
Back like a turkey bride from the afterlife. Nothing nice, this is Antichrist. It's a bloody night, bloody right. He gon' fantasize, rock and say a lie. To my guys, got that spooky twat for your appetite.
And this is one of my most favorite songs to see her perform live. And I can't believe I finally got a chance to see it in person for myself. And it would have been so crazy for her to not perform this song on Halloween. Literally spooky and Halloween. Come on now. A couple I was standing by at this show actually was dressed up with Spooky Coochie lyrics on their outfits. They said that they were actually tampons. Because at the beginning of the song, she said, like, what the fuck are you supposed to be, a tampon? And that's what they did. And they put the lyrics on the back of their shirts. And they actually ended up getting recognized by Doechii.
Wait, is there a Spooky Coochie here? Wait, find the Spooky Coochie. We have Spooky Coochies. This is crazy. Don't flash your titties. Wait, what the fuck you supposed to be, a tampon? Oh, you're a tampon.
12, we got Nosebleeds.
I look good from the nosebleeds, bitch. If you offended, you ain't know me, bitch. That ain't Doechii, that's the OG. 6, bitch.
I was asleep when she dropped this song after winning her first Grammy. It was a response to like all the haters that was like doubting her and saying like she wouldn't win, or just like talking about her as she progressed in her fame and getting more attention. It was a response to everybody basically like saying like she wasn't deserving of her, even just like her nominations. And I really wonder, like, would she have dropped this even if she had not won the Grammy? Because this was definitely like pre-recorded, way before she won. So I wonder, would she have dropped this had she not won? But at the same time, I guess we'll never know.
Will she ever lose, man? I guess we'll never know. Will she?
Crazy. Song 13, we have Crazy.
Let me hear you say ha. Ha. Let me hear you say ha. Ha.
Definitely a song I had to see her perform live. I love to see her scream. I love to see her yell. So yeah, I was very much happy to see that live. But she also brought up everyone on stage that she brought up were in costume. And she also brought up Mona Leo. And I was very upset because I couldn't really like see her face from where I was.
Houston, Texas, you calling me crazy when a bitch been balling all day like Brady.
And I couldn't really like catch it on camera. I got a little glimpse of it, but from what I saw, she is very pretty. She's very, very pretty. But yeah, I love Mona Leo as well. Hopefully they do some work together. Yeah. But people that were on stage, they were dressed as Princess Peach, Phineas from Phineas and Ferb, Waluigi from Mario and Luigi, Raven from Teen Titans, and Canary from Hunter x Hunter. 14, we had Anxiety. Definitely tired of this song. I'm not even gonna lie. How she feel about what it is how I feel about Anxiety. So I was very happy to see her like do a different version of this song. It was like a rock influenced performance, very similar to Doja Cat's MTV EMA performance of Say So in 2020 when she did like a punk alternative version because she got tired of performing Say So so much. She started like performing it with different mixes and just in a different way and as in different genres. And that was one of her best performances of all time, like when she did that. And I believe that more artists should do that, like when they labels be forcing them to push a song, like perform it. Find different ways to perform it, even if that leads to you like changing how it is sonically. Like, I love that. 15, we have Stressed. I actually wasn't expecting her to perform this, but I'm glad she did. Her colors performance of this song was amazing, and she really looked great in that green. So that's all I could really think about, like when I heard the song live. And that was when I first heard her perform this song with on colors. I don't really know if she's performing anywhere else outside of that. But I loved her performance here and how she took time to like really display her vocals while incorporating an interpolation of Everybody Loves the Sunshine by Roy Ayers. On this performance of this song, she really did like show like I'm a singer. Not only do I rap, but I can sing. And if you don't know anything about Doechii, she went to a performance art school, and I believe she majored in theater. So she did some singing in there, and she had training in there for singing, so she can sing. And even on her YouTube, you can see like videos of her singing in the hallway in school, with a group of girls. And you know, it's just really dope to like see what you were learning as a child has helped you and actually been beneficial in your career. Something that Soa Katoa can't really say. Something that 3.14 can't really say. But yeah. I love her high ad-lib. It's one of my favorites that she does in all time. And she does it a lot on this song. And it just made me think about, like, hearing it live made me think about, like, how I really wish she would have used her ha and drata ad-libs more on Alligator Bites Never Heal. And I hope that she does that on her next project. And I also wonder, like, does she see this as like her signature ad lib, or am I just creating that for her? Or it's just something she does unintentionally just to like get rid of space on the song. But yeah, I love when she does it. 16, we have Profit.
I got all my profit when I'm outside. When I'm outside, soon I got all my.
And this is also one of my favorites from Alligator Bites Never Heal. I just love to hear her talk her stuff. And, you know, she's pledge allegiance to the Prophet. Like, she's in here for the money. She ready to get her bag. She's taking claim of her spot. And it was just dope to see her, like, perform that live. Nothing crazy really happened, like, during that. But this is definitely, like, a manifesto type of song. Embracing confidence while also facing uncertainty, but standing in it all, like, with pride. Like, hey, I'm here to stay, and y'all just gonna have to accept me because I'm gonna get my bag regardless. And I'm gonna profit from the game. Everything that I add to the game, every piece of myself that I give, I'm going to receive a profit. Y'all not just gonna take from me while I sit there and be drained. No, this is gonna be a mutualistic relationship, and whatever I add gives back to me tenfold. 17, we got Boom Bap.
Yeah, she can clap a little bit. Do that, they ain't saying shit. That ass a magnet, I get it. You know, attractive and shit. I just can't sing a little bit. I mean, that shit was a hit.
And on this song, she basically gives us a moment to talk about how she felt like she was being put in a box, and she says that this song was the rebuttal for it all.
It's a record that I wrote at a time where I felt like everybody was trying to put me in a box. I felt like people didn't understand me, but they also didn't want to understand me. And I felt frustrated, and this was my rebuttal. So if you ever felt put in a box, this song is for you. Sing this shit.
With this performance of this song, I feel like this really was a moment that she took in, like, all of her success. Like, she started, like, showing the crowd and all of that, and how with her wine glass in her hand, and how she was just basically, like, proud of us and herself. 18, we got GTFO featuring Cunt Fetish.
Get the fuck out my way, bitch. Bow, bow. Get the fuck out my way, bitch. Bow. Get the fuck out my way, bitch. Hey, get the fuck out my way.
I love this song even more live. Like, it was a okay song. Like, listening to it, I don't really like go back to it unless I'm listening to the full project from track to track. I passively listen to it. But hearing it live was definitely more enjoyable. And I also really love her interpolation of Nuck If You Buck by Crowd Mob. And I especially love, like, her dance when the interpolation rolled on. She was doing like a Mr. Crocker type of dance that I did love.
Pussy bitch, get the fuck. Get the whip, my Bentley truck. Pussy hoe keep starting shit. Blicky make her heaven dog.
19, we got Catfish.
Only thing switching on me is big thighs. I've been to the hustler. Then I did the house face. Took him to the swamp me. That was on a Saturday. Mud on a harbor. And that was on a bad day. I'm the hey, brother. Hey, put your hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up. You got shit open.
I absolutely love her ability to control her voice while contorting again. With this song, she really let herself go and groove. But a lot of time, like with the song, like she spent towards the end just dancing to it and just vibing and rocking out, and the crowd was going crazy while she was just feeling it. But yeah, after this song though, she actually took a break where I saw her drink some water, and while she was taking her break before going into her next song, everybody was just going crazy. Everybody was screaming, Doechii, Doechii, Doechii.
and be in this moment and acknowledge y'all for buying my music, for streaming my music, for defending me online, for buying a ticket, for standing in line, for traveling hours. On Halloween, we could have been in the club, but we're not, we're here.
And she was just taking it all in. She also shouted out everybody with their degrees, everybody doing their thing in school and all of that. And then she asked,
Doechii. All right, where are my bitches who in college? Where the college girls at? Where the college boys at? Who getting their degrees? High schoolers, where the babies at? We got some babies in here? A couple. Yes. To be getting your degree and getting your education in this climate, politically and economically and socially, is hard. So I commend you, I salute you, because baby, I dropped out. I couldn't do that shit. But shout out to you for staying in school. So I want to dedicate this next record to all my degree-getting swamp bitches. Where y'all at? Hey.
and of course she performed after that, Swamp Bitches. I was seriously hoping that she bring out Rico Nasty for this, because Rico Nasty had a show in Dallas a few days prior to Doechii's show in Texas, and I believe she also had a show in Houston that was very close to that. I don't know, but I know she was still in Texas. So I was hoping like, hey, maybe she just gonna stay over and then give us a surprise performance of this song for the first time together. But it didn't happen. I was sad. But her performance of the song made me totally forget about it. Like, Doechii was flowing, rapping that song. But I was hoping that Rico would come out so that I can finally see like whose part is whose. Because when I'm listening to that song, I'm like, who is who? Because Doechii has so many like vocal inflections, and just she can do so many voices that I don't really know who she is on that song, because I don't know. Sometimes I listen to it and I'd be like, okay, this is Doechii. Okay, this is not Doechii. This is Rico. This is Rico. Okay, this is not Rico. This is Doechii. I kind of feel like they sound the same, but I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted still. But yeah, maybe we'll get that during the world tour of her album. I believe that the label could be probably like saving the budget to create moments like this during that tour. Because to have on another artist, that's Moolah. 21, we have Denial is a River.
Process. No, I'm not in the game, but I'm always on set. Wrist watch, drip drop, label want the TikToks. Now I'm making TikTok music. What the fuck? I need a cleanse, need a detox, but we ain't got time to stop. They're trying to sleep us, and maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. I've started to dislike this song too. But it's very rap on Broadway. Like the theatrics of it all gives Broadway, and I really hope Doechii gives us that Broadway moment. I kind of see it for her, and I would definitely be there to get it and get my playbill, and I will be in New York whenever she announces that she's on Broadway. I will be there. On this song, she also slid down the slide properly, and then she puts on her alphabet hat in honor of Halloween. So yeah, she talks about turning the nigga into soup beans. She was like, she changed it. She was like,
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Don't want to turn into a witch and turn a nigga so bad. Oh my God. She's a witch. She's a witch. Okay, so you.
That part of the show was very like a comedic relief. Like, it was fun. Like, not only for the audience, but for her and Miss Milan as well. And of course, the breathing exercise as well was also really cool to like see live. 22, we got Balloon.
All right, Houston, Texas. This is your part right here. Say, I get shot like a queen. I sing your bitch ass to the street. I spray your whole body on the floor. He gon' get my leg out of his feet. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Houston, Texas.
She used the swamp light and cameras for audience engagement. Cameramen were literally always pointed at the audience, but for this song specifically, they were really like pointing through the crowd and trying to get people's attention and stuff like that. They did this a lot more towards the end of the show, which I did appreciate. Because when she performed the last song, I actually did see myself on there. And the last song that she performs is Wait. This is the finale song, and she asks us to put our phones down, to embrace being in the moment and waiting.
Now this next record is about presence, it's about patience, and it's about waiting. And in the spirit of the record, I always ask that people put their phones down.
She even quotes Michael Jackson, where she talked about like how much she loves to tour and how much she hates like ending her performances.
Hate leaving, I love to perform. I love to tour.
Can we just do it again without the negative saying that you don't like the tour? Just 'cause
I don't like it though.
I know, but see,
I go through
what
hell.
Is it setting up though? I don't understand.
I go through hell touring. Okay, then I'll make it positive then.
Yeah, it's just
For you know the truth.
yeah.
Okay.
And action, Michael.
I love to tour. That's just- you guys messed up.
Just say.
Why you all start laughing? I'm ready to get into it.
That's pretty much all I have. Yeah, with the song set list, that's all I have. I really did enjoy the Doechii concert. And it was a very dope opportunity. Besides like having to stand the entire night, it made me realize that I do want to go to more artists who aren't like at the stadium and arena stage yet, because also like just interacting with the fans and stuff too is like more of a close-knit type of thing. Like most people who go to like artist shows of like smaller artists, which she's clearly not a small artist anymore, fans are definitely like more passionate with them to invest your money into a smaller artist. When it comes to like bigger artists and their concerts, many people are there and they don't even like really know a lot of the songs for real. Sometimes it's just because they're fans of the artist and it could be beyond just their music. Some could be just there for content purposes, just to put on a look, just to get out, this and that. My friend bought me a ticket, this and that. But when it comes to like small artists, people are more intentional with how they spend their money on a small artist. They aren't going to like invest into a small artist unless they really connect with their content, their brand, their music, everything like stuff like that. So just sitting there like listening to like conversations, because that's what I do when I go out. Like I'm very much a fly on the wall. Like I don't really like interact with a lot of people unless they interact with me. But I was just listening to like the conversations and hearing people being like just listening to them like they very theatrical, just seeing like the similarities between them and the artists. Like they're very expressive, and Doechii definitely has a fan base full of theater kids, honestly. Either they went to theater school or they're just a theater dramatic kid at heart. And definitely saw that and heard that a lot at the show. But also like seeing and listening to people be like networking, really. Like saying like, hey, I do this. If you ever need this, you can do that, this and that. And the whole time I was like, I should be talking more, but I really like to just take in like what's going on around me more than just, networking and all of that. But I did meet someone. I believe her name is L'Oreal Curtis, and we exchanged TikToks online because she saw me recording. She was like, "You're recording everything just like me. Do you go to a lot of concerts?" And I was like, I kind of just started, but it was I kind of just started going to concerts, but it's definitely going to be something that I'm going to continue to do. But she has like a page where she posts like all the concerts and events that she goes to in Houston and just around in Texas and all of that. Just all the shows that she's attending. And yeah, it was very dope to like actually have that interaction and gain, you know, a follower and possibly a friend at a show. And that doesn't really like happen to me. Like all the concerts I've been to, I haven't really like had any engagements like that. Like I've had conversations with people, but nobody like really ever asked me like, hey, what's your social media? And it's kind of crazy because I always keep business cards on me, like in hopes no matter where I go, I keep them in my wallet and in my pocket, just to like give out, but I never do it. But starting 2026, I'm actually gonna start doing that even more. But yeah, another thing about like this concert is that I really felt like Julia Cameron should have been there. If you know Doechii, she manifested her career through the Artist's Way creative journey, and it's a journey that was created and written by Julia Cameron. And I really believe that Julia Cameron could have really like done something if she came to one of the shows, or at least just did like something with Doechii, because she literally has so many people like buying that book. Even me, she had me buy that book before she even like blew up or anything like that. So I feel like Julia Cameron definitely could have been like, hey, this is my thank you, this and that, because she literally pushed for your book. I understand that you was selling like before all of this, but Doechii definitely pushed your book to an audience that you weren't reaching before. So yeah, after Doechii won that Grammy, like she had so many people bringing up like the artist's way, and going and watching her journey and all of that. But I just feel like she definitely like dropped the ball with embracing Doechii.
Eddington Amaris here, and Julia Cameron is a 77-year-old woman. Completely disregard everything that I said about that lady not showing up to a concert. She is 77 years old. Thank you.
That's really all I have for this video. All I can say is that I will definitely be attending the world tour that she announced. She said that she's going to be dropping her project next year. So, I'm here for it. And see y'all then.